Join me as I dive deep into the reasons behind why men fear commitment in 2024 and see if I can uncover the truth that might just surprise you. Commitment. It's a word that can send shivers down the spine of many modern men. In today's society, we're constantly bombarded with messages about the importance of relationships. But at the same time, we're seeing a growing trend of men who are terrified of settling down. So what's going on? Is it a fear of losing freedom, a fear of getting hurt, or something deeper? When we start to look at the core issues that contribute to men's fear of commitment, it becomes clear that it's not just about one thing. Societal pressures play a huge role. We're often told that we need to be macho, independent, and self-sufficient, which can make it difficult for men to express their emotions or show vulnerability. On top of that, past personal experiences such as toxic relationships or childhood trauma can also leave deep scars that make it hard for men to open up to the idea of commitment. Another factor is the evolving nature of relationships themselves. With the rise of dating apps and social media, it's easier than ever to keep things casual and avoid getting too close. And let's be real, who isn't tempted by the endless possibilities and the thrill of the chase? But at the same time, this constant availability of options can also create a sense of anxiety and uncertainty, making it difficult for men to settle down with one person. Finally, there's the influence of our cultural narrative. We're constantly fed stories about the importance of independence, self-reliance, and individuality, which can make it difficult for men to see commitment as a positive, empowering choice. Instead, it's often viewed as a loss of freedom, a sacrifice of one's own identity. But is that really the case? When we delve deeper into the psychological factors behind commitment fears, it becomes clear that there's a lot more at play. For many men, past trauma can be a major contributor to their fear of commitment. Maybe they've been hurt in previous relationships, or maybe they've experienced trauma in their childhood that's left them with deep-seated fears of intimacy and abandonment. Whatever the case, it's clear that these fears can be incredibly difficult to overcome. Fear of failure is another major factor. Men are often socialized to be the providers, the protectors, and the strong ones, which can create a sense of pressure to perform. And when it comes to relationships, that pressure can be overwhelming. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail my partner? What if I'm not man enough? These questions can be crippling, and they can prevent men from taking the leap and committing to someone. Social media also plays a surprising role in commitment fears. When we're constantly bombarded with images of perfect relationships, perfect couples, and perfect lives, it's easy to feel like we're not measuring up. And when we're already struggling with feelings of inadequacy, social media can be the final nail in the coffin. Why bother committing to someone when we can just swipe left and find someone better? But the most surprising factor of all might be the way our brains are wired. Research has shown that men's brains are actually more sensitive to rejection than women's brains, which can make it even harder for them to put themselves out there and take the risk of commitment. It's not that men are inherently afraid of commitment. It's just that their brains are working against them. So what's the key insight that redefines our understanding of commitment fears? Well, it's this. Commitment fears are not about being afraid of women or being afraid of relationships or even being afraid of intimacy. Commitment fears are about being afraid of ourselves. They're about being afraid of our own emotions, our own vulnerabilities, and our own inadequacies. And until we can confront those fears head on, we'll never be able to truly commit to someone else. In conclusion, commitment fears are a complex issue that can't be reduced to a single cause or solution. But by understanding the societal pressures, personal experiences, and psychological factors that contribute to these fears, we can start to build a more empathetic and compassionate approach to relationships. So the next time you're frustrated with your partner's commitment issues, remember that it's not about you. It's about them and their own deep-seated fears. Thanks for watching, and if you've got a personal story about commitment fears, be sure to share it in the comments below. Until next time, keep it real, and remember, always remain authentic to your true self.